Okay, so we have quorum. The quorum has been declared, and so I'm calling regular meeting agenda item number 2, and I'm going to ask Mr. Pettis to lead us in that.
Yes, sir. I will ask everyone for invocation and pledge of allegiance. Heavenly Father, heal our world, heal our bodies, strengthen our hearts and our minds in the midst of this pandemic. Give us hope and peace. Father, during this time, may be a sign of hope, comfort, and love to all. And at this time, I would like to ask for a moment of silence for the 2 fallen City of McAllen police officers, Edelmiro Garza Jr. and Ismael Chavez Jr., who were killed in the line of duty. Thank you. Thank you for being our source. Guide us today, Lord. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pettis. Regular meeting agenda item number 3, the census, Ms. Aida Lerma.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I'd like to report that we have met the 50% threshold.
All right, congratulations.
We are excited about that because we had been stagnant for several weeks, and our efforts continue. We continue to promote the census through our media, social platforms. We've had different types of meetings with our census committee and asking our partners to do their share. Seems like everyone is working. There's still a long ways to go. So I do want to remind everyone that the census is important, it's easy, it's safe, and starting on July 16th, some areas are going to start having people, the census workers, actually go visit them and ask, it's time to respond. We haven't gotten your email, we haven't gotten your phone call. So our community is going to be visited by census workers. So I do want to remind everyone that the census is important. We've got until October 31st. So there's not a whole lot more time to go if we really think about it. We want to encourage everyone to please respond to the census. City Councilwoman Ms. Jessica Ortega Ochoa, she will be working on some efforts with some of our neighboring community elected officials and wanting to have some events in the low response areas. We've identified some areas within our community, and so we'll be having some events out there and reaching out to the public where they'll be invited to come and actually partake of actually answering the census right then and there. So that's going to be coming soon. But again, please respond to the U.S. Census. It's important and it's safe. I'm done, Mayor. Do you have any questions for me?
No. I don't have any questions. Anybody from the council have any questions on the census 2020? Congratulations, Aida, for that milestone, but it's not over. We gotta hit to 100%.
Thank you, Mayor.
Calling for regular meeting agenda item number 4, Ms. Enriquez.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. So it's been a very busy time for our CARES grant team, but there's been very much progress done and made, which we're really excited. So I wanted to give a little brief report to our Mayor and City Council. So emails have been sent out. So we have received applications and then a link, an email with a link indicating where they can upload their documents. So an electronic submission. Those have been sent out. Tomorrow we will be starting curbside, but we only have a handful. We got a really good response from everyone submitting their applications online and uploading their documents or mailing their packets in. So, so that's been really good. to give you a feel of the gravity of the applicants. So we've received to date, we've received 480 English applications and 66 Spanish applications. That is bringing us to a total of 546 total applications. Out of those 546 applications, 137 did not qualify. So far we have about 409 true applications. Doing the math, identifying which ones qualify for either program, if everyone is a true applicant and everything is true as they have said, and these monies will be awarded to these 409 applicants, we're looking at $1.174 million. So far we've almost exhausted close to 1.2 million. So we still have a little more room, but that is just to give you an idea of where we're at right now regarding the small business grants for our Small Businesses CARES Grant Act. Moving forward, we regarding the chamber, we continue to advocate for our members, our business members, those in need, and especially during this very surreal time. I know that our local hospital is seeking, support from everywhere that we can, as well as our ERs, and those we have been in communication with leadership in the city. So we've been doing, the city's been doing a great job in responding to the business needs of our leaders. So we're going to continue doing that as long as we have to. And also, I just want to add that a call for nominations have been for the board of director positions for the Mission Chamber of Commerce was ended last week. So hopefully this week or the next week, the nominating committee will be meeting and they will be putting together a ballot. And this ballot will be sent out to members of the Mission Chamber of Commerce so they can elect our new board of, in addition to our board of directors. So that should be coming up pretty soon. And that's all I have for you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Brent. Any questions by any other council members? Again, thank you, Ms. Enriquez. Regular meeting agenda item number 5, departmental reports. Mr. Perez is available to answer any questions by any of the council members. Do you want me to entertain a motion to approve the departmental reports as presented?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, we have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Okay, I was muted. I'm sorry. Second.
Okay, second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 3-0. And I'm moving right along to regular meeting agenda item number 6. And I'm going to ask Ms. Carrillo, do we have anybody under citizens participation?
No, Mayor, nobody signed up with me, and I don't see anybody online either.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll move over to the public hearings. 1.1.0 public hearing, and I'm calling for 1.1 planning and zoning recommendation, letter A. Ms. De Luna.
Item 1.1 is a conditional use permit to place a portable building for a car sales office at 5019 East Expressway 83, being Lot 4, Henry Sign Subdivision. It's currently zoned C4 heavy commercial. The applicant is Yolanda S. Ramirez. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance would be needed. The site is located 600 feet west of Stewart Road along the north side of the Expressway 83 frontage road. This site was used as a sales office for the rental and sales of RV by American Dreams Vacations. Since this CUP is not transferable to others, the property owner would like the opportunity to place a 14 by 72 portable building to be rented out as a sales office. This portable building would be located 103 feet from the property line, which allows for the front area to be utilized for display of vehicles. The hours of operation would be Monday through Saturday from 9 to 5. Staff will be 2 depending on the sales There are other portable buildings installed in the area, and it is not uncommon to have a portable building for a sales office of this type of business. While the use of a portable building is allowed via CUP, the intent is for the use to be temporary and that there eventually be a transition into a permanent building. Staff is recommending approval subject to a 1-year reevaluation to assess the new operation, compliance with building, fire, landscaping, and sign codes, CUP not transferable to others, restripe parking lot, and the acquisition of a business license. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
Thank you, ma'am. This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit? This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit? This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit? There being nobody addressing the conditional use permit, I'm going to close this public hearing and open it for any city council member that would like to address any issues or entertain a motion.
I move for approval, Mayor.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 3-0. And it'll be ordinance 4924. Ordinance 4924 has been approved. And I'm calling for 1.51B, which is a public hearing. Ms. De Luna.
Mayor and Council, item 1.1B is a conditional use permit for the sale and on-site consumption of alcoholic beverages for Suerte Bar and Grill, located at 205 North Sherry Road, Suite A. It's on Lot 1, South Sherry Commercial Subdivision. It's currently zoned commercial, and the applicant is Bus Entertainment LLC. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance would be needed. The subject site is near the northwest corner of Sherry Road and Selena Street on East First Street along the west side of Sherry Road. The applicant is requesting a CUP at this location for the sale of alcohol for the purpose of a bar and grill. It is noted that the applicant is proposing a bar component within the restaurant, which requires the use of section 1.56 of the zoning code, which states that bar, cocktail lounges, taverns, cantinas, saloons, dance halls must be 300 feet from the nearest residence. There is only one residence on the north, a few mobile homes to the west within the 300-foot. Hours of operation would be Monday to Sunday from 11 to 2. Staff is 10 employees. For parking, there's a total of 66 parking spaces, which they only require 22. The parking area is held in common and will be shared with other businesses. Staff is recommending approval for a period of 2 years, at which time the applicant will have to renew the CUP and TABC license, waiver of the 300-foot separation requirement from the residential home, and must comply with fire, health, and building code requirements, and acquisition of a business license. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit? This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit? This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit? I don't see anybody approaching the video. Therefore, I'm going to close this public hearing, and I'm going to ask for the council what their direction on ordinance 4925.
Mayor, I have a question.
Go ahead.
The hours of operation were what?
11 a.m. to 2 a.m. That's what they're proposing.
And is it 2 a.m. Time? Is that
That's what the TABC allows. They're going by what TABC allows them to.
And what have we been approving?
At 2 a.m. is the
2 a.m.
closing. It's in conjunction with what we've approved in the past.
Okay, all right, I just want to be sure about that. All right, thank you. That's my only question, Mayor.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to approve ordinance 4925?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Garza, thank you for the second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ordinance 4925 is approved 3-0. And I'm calling for 1.1C as a public hearing.
Mayor, I'm sorry, this is, Anna, if I may, Councilman Plata has joined the meeting at this time.
Okay,
Okay. Mayor and council, item 1.3 is a conditional use permit for a drive-through service window for Theo Jerry Supermarket located at 4009 North Inspiration Road, being lot 9, block 5, Tars Estate Subdivision number 9, phase 1. This is currently zone C2 neighborhood commercial, and the applicant is Gerardo Chapa Jr. If the council is inclined to approve this item, an adoption of an ordinance would be needed. The 3,728 square feet building is located on the northwest corner of Inspiration Road and Azalea Street. A CUP to assess the drive-through service window was granted for Panaderia Nuevo León on May 11, 2015 for life of use. Since the use was not transferable to others, the applicant would like to apply for his own permit. The site has a 30-foot access point off of Inspiration Road and a 20-foot access to an alley off of Azalea. Drive-through customers primarily use the Azalea alley access in order to utilize the drive-through service window. The location of the window allows enough room for stacking of up to 3 vehicles. The days and hours of operation would be Monday to Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. They're having 5 employees as their staff. Parking, they have 24 spaces for parking. Staff is recommending approval, subject to a 1-year reevaluation to assess the operation. 2, they must comply with fire, health, building, and sign code requirements. And 3, the acquisition of a business license. This is a public hearing. This item is now before you.
thank you. This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit? This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit? This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit? I don't see anybody addressing us. Therefore, I'm going to close the public hearing and open it for any questions by the council or entertaining a motion for ordinance 4926.
I move for approval, Mayor.
We have a motion to approve ordinance 4926. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. And this, I open it for further discussion. No questions. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. The motion carries 4-0. I am calling for 2.0 consent agenda. All consent agenda items are considered routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member requests an item to be moved and considered separately. The city council may take various actions, including but not limited to rescheduling an item in its entirety or for a future date or time. The city council may elect to go into executive session or any item where or not such item is posted as an executive session item at any time during the meeting when the authority by the provision of the Open Records, the provision of the Open Meetings Act. Therefore, we have consent agenda item 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and 2.4. I open it for the council to give me direction.
I move for approval, Mayor, as presented.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve consent agenda items as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Calling for 3.0 and now calling for 3.1, Ms. Ana Carrillo.
Yes, Mayor Council, good afternoon. This is authorization to purchase meeting and agenda management software from Municipal Corporation. This is Unicode, and this would be for the City CARES Act budget. This software is a Word and cloud-based software that will have unlimited users, and it can be accessed from any computer. So this is very helpful when working remote. Unicode is a source sole vendor since we do all of our code of ordinances through Unicode. So they've got the proprietary markup language to update the code based on what it is that we're approving at the city council level. Cost for this software is $9,000 a year, and we would be getting, the first time would be getting a 2-year subscription for $18,000. So we're recommending approval to purchase this agenda management software.
Okay. Any question by any of the council member?
I don't have any questions, Mayor.
I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Do I hear a second? We have a second.
Second.
Open it for further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.1 is authorized, Ms. Carrillo, and approved. And I'm calling for 3.2. Mr. Belmares?
Item 3.2, Mayor, before you, approval service agreement with Diesel Fleet Care for City of Houston Fire Department apparatuses. Staff seeking authorization for the approval of the service agreement to render repair maintenance services to the City of Mission Fire Department apparatuses on an as-needed basis. This is a pre-negotiated service agreement that we want to have in place for any emergency repairs that we might have in the near future.
Okay. Council, any questions? Do I hear a motion?
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion and second. And this I open it for final discussion. All those in
Just-
favor say. All
Just
those
to
in
be
favor say aye.
clear,
Go
I'm
ahead,
just
go
saying, just to be clear, Mayor, and just for the record, that's the staff and city manager are recommending approval. So, is that correct?
That is correct, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.2 is approved, Mr. Belmares, and calling for 3.3.
3.3, authorization to approve repairs on engine 5, 2010 Spartan Metro for in-frame work by Diesel Fleet Care. Diesel Fleet Care for the repairs on engine 5, which is a 2010 Spartan. The amount of $19,008.84. That is the recommendation.
Do I hear a motion?
I move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.3 is approved. Mr. Belmares, thank you very much. And 3.4, Ms. Vela?
Item 3.4 is approval of a resolution authorizing borrowing on a line of credit. Staff is seeking authorization for city manager to apply for and execute a line of credit. The sum will not exceed $5 million. It will be payable on or before September 30th, 2020. We'll be looking at competitive interest rate and competitive closing costs. We have requested term sheets from 4 local banks: Texas National, Texas Regional, Lone Star National Bank, and Vantage Bank of Texas. And this would be to assist the city with the CARES Act funding. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
And the recommendation is who?
We will need to apply to get final terms, and then we'll go based upon competitive interest rate and competitive closing costs.
Okay, so we're not naming a bank right now while we approve or resolution 1676.
Correct.
That's correct.
Thank you, Ms. Villa.
So this will be
Council?
payable on September 30th.
Yes.
Mayor, I have a
Any other-
quick question.
Go ahead.
Is it, I'm just asking, is it possible to have multiple lines? In other words, to have a line of credit at two different banks, 2 or 3 possibly, or no?
We could entertain that option. We can go out and look and see what, what the rates would be at the different banks. That's something, if that's the direction given, yes.
Okay, all right, just leaving our options open.
Any other questions, Mr. Vela?
No questions.
I can entertain a motion?
I move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve the recommendation of Ms. Vela. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.4, Resolution 1676 is approved and calling for 3.5. Ms. Vela?
Item 3.5 is the approval of the May 2020 financial statements. Adjusted beginning fund balance was $20,476,313. Total revenues for the month were $5,183,112, and total expenditures were $4,921,244, leaving an ending adjusted fund balance of $20,738,182. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Do I hear any questions?
I move for approval, Mayor.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second. Second.
Sorry, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.5 is approved. And I'm calling for 3.6.
Item 3.6 is the acceptance of the quarterly report of investments for the quarter ending March 31st, 2020, and interest earned for 6 months ending March 31st, 2020. Total increases for the quarter were $7,019,010.81, and decreases were $3,990,000, leaving an outstanding investment balance of $13,666,644.16. Total interest earned year to date is $94,530.33. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. A motion carries. 3.6 is approved, and I'm calling for 3.7, which is Resolution 1677. Mr. Cardoza?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item 3.7 is the approval of Resolution 1677 of the City Council of the City of Mission adopting the State of Texas Executive Order GA-29 relating to the use of face coverings during the COVID-19 disaster. State of Texas Executive Order GA-29 was issued on July 2nd, 2020, relating to the use of face coverings during the COVID-19 disaster. First-time violators receive a verbal or written warning for violation of face covering requirements. A first and second violation shall be punishable by a fine not to exceed $250. Each subsequent violation shall be punishable by a fine not to exceed $250 per violation. Staff and city manager are recommending approval.
I move for approval.
We have a motion to approve Resolution 1677. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.7 or the Resolution 1677 is approved, Mr. Cardoza. And I'm asking for 3.8, Ms. Silva or Mr. Silva. Mr. Silva.
Mayor, City Council. I have Lee McCormick with us to help me with item 3.8. It's a resolution, or it's a request and a resolution by the City Council of Mission to approve the resolution of the Mission Economic Development Corporation authorizing the issuance of bonds on behalf of waste management. And Lee will help us with this.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The MEDC issued $52 million of solid waste collection and disposal revenue bonds for waste management in 2008. Those bonds mature in October this year, so the company is refinancing the bonds to extend the maturity for another 10 to 20 years. As Daniel mentioned, the City Council must approve all bonds issued by the MEDC, and these approvals are good for 60 days. City Council previously approved 2 60-day approvals, but due to COVID-19, the financial markets were not ideal for issuing long-term debt, so the company did not issue bonds. They are moving forward with issuing the bonds in early August, and therefore asking City Council for another approval that will last for 60 days. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. McCormick?
No, Mayor.
I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve.
We have a
Second.
motion to approve, second, resolution 1678. And this I open it for final discussion. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Resolution 1678 is approved, 4-0. 3.8 is approved. Then calling for 3.9, Mr. Chief Dominguez.
Yes, Mayor, City Council. Item 3.9 is authorization to allow the purchase of a firearm to honorably retired Peace Officer Rene Cavazos, Mission Police Officer, in accordance with the Texas Government Code, Section 614.051. Honorably retired Peace Officer Rene Cavazos has requested to purchase his Glock 17 Generation 4 9mm service weapon, serial number BACG-547 from the Mission Police Department. Under the Texas Government Code, Section 614.051, an honorably retired peace officer may purchase a service weapon from a governmental entity in which he or she was commissioned. The purchase price is $409. Staff and city manager recommend approval of this item.
Do I hear a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for final discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries, 4-0 for the record. 3.9 is approved, Chief Dominguez. So I'm calling for 3.10. Ms. Munguia?
Sir, it looks like she's having some issues with connections. 3.10 is the authorization to execute first a one-year renewal option for pre-employment screenings. On September 29, 2019, the City of Mission approved a contractual agreement with Lima's Drug Testing for pre-employment screening services. Pre-employment screening include drug screening, physical, and pre-placement screening for potential hires. The contract term was for 1 year and 2 one-year renewal options. For attached to the renewal letter, there will be no increase in rates for the first 1 year renewal. Staff is recommending authorization to execute the first year 1 year renewal.
Do I hear a motion to approve? Go ahead, and do I have a second?
Second.
So we have a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.10 is approved. Mr. Perez, thank you very much for on behalf of Ms. Munguia. And I'm calling for 3.11, Ms. Rocha.
Mara, we cannot hear you, Mara. Okay, go ahead.
You have the floor, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good afternoon. 3.11 is authorization to purchase via state-approved contract from Baker & Taylor for library material. We would like to purchase $23,000 worth of library material via state co-op contract 715-M2. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
I move for approval.
We have a motion on the floor to approve 3.11. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.11 is approved, Ms. Rocha, and I'm calling for 3.12, Mr. Perez.
Yes, sir. Item 312 is a discussion of possible action on modifying COVID-19, the city of Mission guidelines. Employees continue to prepare buildings and programs for their city, plan to aim and be responsive to community needs and programs and services, but prioritize the health and safety of staff and citizens. Currently, the city of Mission has the policies in place where we are currently screening all city employees and visitors on a daily basis upon entering the city facility, and also the requirement of a face covering for everyone that enters the buildings. Currently, we are requesting, we did receive a request from Sheridan Municipal Golf Course summer program to cancel their program for the summer, just asking for a request for that. And then also, we did get a request from the county asking for a support, letter of support that they sent over to us. And basically, what the letter of support is stating, it's to be signed by the mayor. And basically, it's to return the emergency management authority to local jurisdiction. And then also to address developing situations in our hospitals, physical capacity and equipment needed for additional beds and facilities to provide care. And so basically those, that is a request from the county for a letter signed by the mayor that they have provided a template that they are reaching out to all cities in the county. That's what I'm asking.
Okay. Any question by any of the council members?
No, Mayor. Shoot, sorry.
I guess the motion may be that we modify our COVID-19 city mission guidelines as presented by the city manager.
And to authorize the drafting of the letter for county.
Yes, and to authorize the.
So move, Mayor.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Do I hear-
Second.
I hear a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The 312 is approved 4-0. And I'm calling for 313 board appointments for the Veterans Advisory Board.
Yes, Mayor Council, Mayor Ocaña's recommendation for the Veterans Advisory Board is Ofelia Peña, Roy Peña, Robert Peña, Irvin Reina, Mario Reina Sr., Robert Garza, David Silva, Guadalupe Osuna, and George Rice.
Any question by the council on the appointments? I try to balance it out as much as possible because we're united with the previous nonprofit organizations, and we're united in bringing everything into the city of Mission for future growth, and for us to have a better opportunity to be able to file grants for the future growth of the park for veterans.
I move for approval, Mayor.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
3.13 board appointments are appointed, Ms. Carrillo, and I'm calling for 3.14, Mr. Belmares.
Item 3.14, Mayor, authorization to purchase technology, hardware, software based on city's CARES Act budget. Attaches a list of commodities, equipment, components, the exemption due to emergency declaration. Verification of federal non-department has been done via system for award management for the vendors to include insight. They are submitting a cost proposal for $888,891.74. Staff and city manager recommend for approval.
I move for approval, Mayor.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this is open for discussion. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.14 is approved, Mr. Benmanes, and I'm calling for 3.15, Mr. Benmanes.
Here's another one. Authorization, authorize staff to solicit proposals for professional services for bond counsel, Mayor. Item 3.15, bond counsel to render an objective legal opinion with respect to the validity and enforceability of the bonds and underlying documents and other matters incident thereto. Staff and city manager recommend approval to solicit for proposals.
Council?
Doesn't, is there a specific task that they would be undertaking?
Yeah, Matt, this is Randy. This is bond counsel for a potential upcoming certificate of obligation. And so we would coordinate with them on any future certificate of obligation issues that we would intend to be putting out. So they help assist us with the legal documentation and also the bond language for the agenda item when we do get ready for a notice to issue. At that point, we would do all the coordinations. They coordinate with the Attorney General's office for the that is prepared.
Okay.
Randy,
right.
can we wait? Randy, can we wait until we decide exactly what is it that we're going to do on the amount of the bond and after we get the projects?
Yes, sir, absolutely. We can go through the process or wait for once we finalize the number. At that point, we would go out for proposals, and at that time, we would look at a 30 day window after that. Once we receive proposals to go ahead and start the process to a notice to issue.
I would like to recommend that we go ahead and go out for proposals. We don't have to hire them after we get the proposals in, Mr. Plata. You know, we can hold back on hiring them once we get the details of the certificate obligations.
I would like to move forward myself.
Yes.
And this would be proposals for the service.
Okay.
I would rather the motion was made, not by the mayor.
I didn't hear that.
It would be preferred if the motion was made by a council member, not the mayor.
We'll make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and this I open it for discussion. Mr. Plata, do you have any questions?
No, that's fine.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Amen.
And 3.15 is approved. And moving right along on unfinished business. I know that we have an unfinished business on the deal, but I'm not going to address it unless any of the council member wants to address it. But I'm not going to address it. I'm going to skip it up to 5.0 and call for 5.1, the city manager's comment. Mr. Pettis.
Yes, sir. Just again wanted to express our condolences to the two police officers that were lost in the line of duty this past weekend. We'll continue praying for them and their family. And then also, I just want to reiterate the importance of the facial covering as we pass the order from the governor for the face coverings to reduce the amount of COVID. Also, the social distancing. I just urge the public to continue their practice safety measures. That's all I have.
Okay. Do you want to report on the Untitled Chapter Bridge Board or
Yes, sir, I can.
yes, please?
Yes, today at noon, we had a Untitled Bridge Board meeting. City of Mission is and as everyone knows, is in partner with the City of McAllen and Hidalgo. And so we did a presentation, the mayor and I attended the meeting. I made a presentation regarding an update on the Millet Bridge project for the City of Mission. Explained to the Untitled Bridge Board what has transpired since their last presentation, and basically what we've coordinated, what meetings that we've had and so forth. The
Mariana.
the initial request of the Untitled Bridge Board was a letter of support for them to sign to issue to us for the extension of the presidential permit, and which they approved. They basically approved to sign a letter of support from the board to the City of Mission for the support of the project. That's right.
Thank you, Mr. Perez. I'm going to call for 5.2, the mayor's comment. I'm going to ask the council if you all are available tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. If
I should be good.
you be good, Mr.
Yes.
Vela,
I'm good at 4:30.
Mr. Plata.
Yes, sir. Yes, Mayor.
Okay. That's the reason why I'm calling. I want to call an emergency meeting, and Anna, so you can begin to post under emergency conditions that what we're going to put on the agenda is we want to meet with all the three superintendents, and Mr. Perez, you can invite the three superintendents, and you can add also the three board presidents of the three school districts that we host, because if you haven't heard, the city of FAR has passed an ordinance and an executive order that no schools are going to be starting inside the city limits of FAR, and without the insurance that our children are going to be safe or safer than they are right now, as far as that is concerned, because the COVID-19 it is continued to spike, and it's still and we haven't gotten to the curve. So opening the schools will definitely open the door for more infections than what we're doing right now, as far as that is concerned. So I don't want to do an executive order without consulting with the superintendents and the board, to see what impact it's going to do on them. But at the end of the day, the mayor and the council, we need to decide whether we're going to allow our children to go to mass gatherings inside a school district, and be able to expose themselves with COVID-19. So just food for thought for tomorrow, and we'll have the agendas up and running first thing in the morning, and we'll do it in Zoom. Is that okay?
Well, yes, Mayor. Will the superintendents be available? Do you know?
As far as I know, the ones that I've talked to are available. I just have not talked to one of them, but Randy can talk to him first thing in the morning.
Okay.
But at least we can get the dialogue started.
Okay. Yes, sir.
That we want to take care of our children. To make sure that and if it's a letter of support that they need from our office to do virtual funding or whatever for them, to assist them through TEA, that we'll send the letters appropriately wherever they want us to support.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then I'll open it to 5.3 city council meeting and start with Mr. Vela, since he's the one on the furthest on a normal day when we have city council meetings.
No comment today.
No comments? Ms. Garza, you're next.
No comments other than just be safe, please. That's
Yes.
all.
Mr. Plata?
The same here, Mayor. No comment. Just be safe. God bless you.
Thank you. I will entertain 6.0. Do I hear a motion?
I move to adjourn.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.